Well, it's time for Community Corner, where we're going to highlight those stories that teach, inspire, and help us learn a little bit more about our neighbors here in Metro Atlanta. I'm Ron Jones. You know, 3 months into the school year and the districts all across our area are still short bus drivers. So to help fill more than 100 open positions, DeKalb County is now offering teachers the chance to pull double duty to train how to drive those buses as well. 11 Alive's Christy Diaz has more.
When it comes to setting the tone for the day, Xavier Frazier nails it.
Good morning, how you doing? Hey.
Encouraging everyone to get through those groggy early mornings.
Come on, Sheba, stop crying first thing in the morning. Come on, Sheba.
With his signature hat on the dash, Mr. Frazier is the first DeKalb County teacher to finish his CDL training and help fill the shortage of bus drivers.
It's something I've always wanted to do. Oh yeah, I wouldn't change it for nothing. I love doing it. I love doing it.
The kids love him too. When he's done with his morning routes, Mr. Frazier parks the bus and follows the kids inside Stone Mill Elementary.
Good morning, everyone.
Bringing his smile to the media center.
How you doing? Because if I came in here angry every day, it would be no good for anybody.
To start part 2 of his day.
What number y'all looking for? Number 5.
The job he's done for 22 years, teaching kids.
Where's 36?
During the school day, he visits classrooms to read to the students.
Drive, we're going for a drive.
Until it's time to board the bus again, deploying strategies from the classroom to keep the students in line and safe.
Hey, y'all, wait a minute now, don't y'all? You're not just focusing on the road. You have to actually focus on what's behind you, those children, those people. You have to actually watch them too. They're very chatty. They're very, very, very chatty. But you know, we put the chatter boxes in the front. And then all the chatter kind of calm down a little bit. You understand what I'm saying?
It makes for long days.
Oh, there go little baby. Come on, little baby.
Sometimes leaving and arriving back home in the dark.
They don't just do one route. You do 2 or even 3 routes. It's a lot of work because we're so short-handed. It's a long day. But for some reason, I don't mind.
He does it for the kids. But the extra pay doesn't hurt either.
Tell me something good. Yes, it is. Always good to take along a little extra greenery. See you, sugar, be good, all right?
All the incentive he needs to be part of the solution to getting kids to school.
Early voting is already underway for many municipalities here in Metro Atlanta. But in Tyrone, Georgia, one race is already decided. Dia Hunter, who is running unopposed, is now making history, becoming the first African American to sit on the city council. 11 Alive's Bobeth Yates has a little bit more about this milestone.
A candidate forum is currently underway here in Tyrone, and even though Dia Hunter is currently running unopposed, he's among them meeting or greeting residents, and many of them are celebrating this historic milestone. Tyrone, Georgia, population just under 8,000 and median household income $94,000 has become what residents call the gem of Metro Atlanta.
I think it's like this hidden beauty that we've tried to keep a secret for as long as possible. You get the accessibility to the city life if you need it, but you can always come back to the quiet country life. And business owner and community leader Taiwo Idowu adds while the quiet country life has evolved since the town was established in 1911, they've never had a black elected official. There was a little bit of a struggle to see the transition of the kind of diversity that we were seeing from a population point of view to our leadership point of view. But all that's changing with Dia Hunter. He's running unopposed for the Post 2 council seat.
It was a little sad, you know, quite honest, because I was like, for a town that's this accepting, how come it took so long, you know? And why do I have to be first, you know? For the past 5 years, Hunter has been on the Planning Commission, helping to shape development in the town, and he plans to continue that work when sworn in. I would like to see some economic development by way of small business in Tyrone, but the right type of small business that supports small town living. As for residents and even the current mayor, the milestone of electing the first African American to the council is being celebrated.
It's a blessing. We do know how highly qualified he is. Nobody has a bad word to say about Dia Hunter. If they do, they don't know him. I'm thrilled for Dia, and I'm thrilled for the town of Tyrone.
Now, there's several other races going on in Tyrone. Early voting ends October the 20th, and the election is November 7th. Bo Beth Yates, 11 Alive News.
Marietta's Theater in the Square is at risk of closing its doors after serving the community for nearly 9 years. And its owner says that several factors, including declining ticket sales, the pandemic, and all of that have played a role. 11 Alive's Paolo Searle has a story you'll only see on 11 Alive.
Well, you know what they say, the show must go on. And here at Marietta's Theater in the Square, the owners say they need your help to make that happen and keep the lights on.
COVID was the beast. Well, that was the beast of this theater.
A beast, owner and operating manager Raul Thomas says they are still taming at Marietta's Theater in the Square, a 220-seat award-winning theater trying to keep its lights on one show at a time.
We had sold-out shows. Now you see three-quarter houses, half houses. And for a theater of this size, a small theater, it's done some damage.
Thomas says the pandemic forced the community theater to go dark for 18 months.
We thought that it was going to be 3 months, and it was a grueling time for us.
Since then, they've been dealing with declining ticket sales, fewer rentals, and increased production fees, forcing them to create this fundraiser.
In our current state, I do not believe we have the funds to produce an upcoming season, which would be our 2024 season.
As they prepare for tonight's opening show of the play Two Trains Running, producer Nick Starr says the arts need your support now more than ever.
Without houses like this, we wouldn't be able to survive. A lot of companies have closed down.
Next month, Marietta's Theater in the Square turns 9.
I think this is like one of very few that we have here that have folks that look like me.
They hope to keep filling seats and never make a final curtain call.
We're still willing to do the work if you're willing to pour it into us.
You help and support the community, and you contribute into a nonprofit organization.
We have a link to the theater's fundraiser on 11alive.com. In Marietta, Paolo Searle, 11 Alive News.
You know, you often hear parents say things like, I would do anything for my children. Well, only on 11 Alive, we're going to introduce you to a family where a pretty extreme example of that love and dedication is being played out. The Mahoneys moved to different parts of the country before landing right here in the Atlanta area to give their daughter a chance of survival. 11 Alive's Molly Oak met the girl who has been fighting for her life since before she was born.
No kisses.
Meet Emmy. A little girl who is still learning to walk because every step of her life has been a battle.
When we were told by every doctor that she would not live, you vacuum all the hope out of a person's life.
But hope is what the Mahoney family clung to. It was even going to be Emmy's middle name.
Amelia Hope Mahoney.
Before they learned just how much they would need it.
I'm Emmy's mom.
When Andy was pregnant, she found out her baby girl was going to be born without kidneys.
We grieved. We thought we were losing our baby.
At 6 months old, Emmy was flown to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, where Dr. Rubagaro started caring for her.
The outcome is grim because even if those babies survive, still providing dialysis in these small little babies is not easy, even if it's done by experienced teams.
Emmy had a long journey ahead.
We have difficult times, but we live for those moments along with the family, and just to see the joy and the happiness.
Can you say, "Yay, Emmy"?
That happiness was found right in Emmy's own home, because after 2.5 years of living without kidneys, Emmy had a donor.
But I was a match. I'm a match. She has my kidney.
The 2-year-old now carries a piece of her mom.
Kisses.
While she also carried our camera around the house.
She's just spreading light and joy and happiness. And I know she's supposed to be here. She's my little miracle. She's amazing.
With every step,
are you brave?
Emmy holds on to her mom, while her mom holds on to hope.
All clean.
Well, there's a new addition to the Dixie Hills community. A mural in Anderson Park tells the history of the neighborhood. The community says the artwork actually showcases the legacy of that community. 11 Alive's Ariane Manise was at the dedication and has more.
When I was given this assignment, it was answer to a prayer because I always wanted to do something for my hometown, for my city. People need to know. Quite frankly, the people need to know.
This new 6-panel mural located in Anderson Park now tells the story of Dixie Hills, a neighborhood over 100 years old.
This community was a very special place for African Americans to be.
The neighborhood organization Historic Hills CDC commissioned the mural. The artist Henry McNeil Blackman.
It was really a storytelling process. Capture things that historical, like things that happen, riots and that sort of thing, and just kind of progress up into modern day.
His brushstrokes tell the past and present story of Dixie Hills and the pioneering African Americans from the community, like civil rights activist Julian Bond, father of Atlanta City Councilman Michael Julian Bond.
We were his campaign team, and so we knocked on all the doors over here. We walked all these streets, from 4 or 5 years old up till I was grown.
And Eloise Drake's late husband, Bishop John H. Drake.
Excited and kind of heavy, but I'm just glad to see his picture up there.
And as the bright and vibrant artwork captures the history of Dixie Hills, the community hopes the images capture the eye of the next generation.
So hopefully it'll inspire them to inquire, who are these people? What did they do before I got here, before I arrived, in this neighborhood?